going to make a track today. I want to make some music. And yeah, I want to make something kind of high pace, but only using arpeggios if I can. I'm going to use Midicake ARP, only Midicake ARP, and I'm going to try and make just a beat, just something to get us going as fast as I can, really. Like I say, only going to use arpeggios, and I'm going to try and avoid like modulation or anything like that, just using the arpeggiator functions of Midicake ARP, and yeah, see what we come up with, really. So we're going to start with the bassline. Channel 1, I'll tell you what, first thing, let's set all the MIDI channels. So if I come into MIDI out, and channel 1, track 2 is going to be channel 2, track 3 is going to be channel 3, track 4 is going to be channel 4. That's how I'm going to do it. And yeah, what should we be in with? So, well, what sounds have I got? Well, that's kind of weird, but we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, let's start with come into set mode and let's check the timing. Well, I've got it at 8.1 at the minute. I'm going to stick it at 8. We want it to be quite pacey and quite driven. I'm going to set the steps to 2. I'm going to have it bouncing about a bit. Wow, okay. Well, oh, our gate's really high, so let's drop the gate down. I don't know. Now I want something that's... Ooh, that's interesting. It's a bit like a siren, but there we go. Yeah, let's drop it down because we want bass. So let's drop the octave down 1 as well. Ooh, yeah. Okay. And yeah, I don't think the direction matters really. Yeah, because we're just going up and down with 2 steps. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, I'm going to come and play... Let's have a C. No, let's play with jump, see what that does. Yeah, I think I quite like that. That's pacey enough. Yeah, is it though? Is it? Let's whack it up a bit in terms of tempo. Yeah, it was something quite fast. Let's go with that and see what happens. We can always come back to it and tweak it later. Next, I'm going to go with the drums. So the way I've set the drums up is I've just taken an old pattern and just sliced it up. It's an old loop that I had lying around, and I like the sound of it, so let's see what we can do. It's around 130 BPM, but because I've got it sliced, if we come into track 4, I generally put my drums on track 4 just because it's then, well, it's just familiar. I know where it is. Let's come into set. And the way I've got this set up is gate. Well, I need to set this up for drums, don't I? So the actual gate doesn't really matter. Let's shove it down to something like that, and then the octave that needs to come down because I'm looking to pick up a specific note to match the lowest note of the sliced beat, which is going to be C. So we might as well lock it to C. And the scale we want chromatic, because I want every single note, every single semitone to play sequentially. So my time, I've divided the slice beat into 8, so 8 beats per bar, and then I want all 16 steps of my slice. Direction is going to be up because I want to travel up, and the bounce is going to be just straight through. Nothing else. We can come back and play that, but what that should give us is just each slice played sequentially. That seems alright. I mean, we can mess about, like I say, we could reduce the number of steps. But that's for now. We could even change the way we bounce through it, which is quite cool. There's all sorts of fun you can have in that, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to leave it run. It's just about putting a beat together at the minute. And I'm trying to speed along. So what's next? We've got our drums and our bass. I quite like that already. And so we want something that's just a little bit over the top of it. So let's take out those tracks and just come on to track 2. It's on channel 1, and we have this noise. Not terribly exciting, but there we go. We'll see what we can do with this. So let's come into set mode again. I'm not going to worry about the velocity just yet. gate, I want something, I don't know, I feel like I want something reasonably long, but we'll see what it does. Yeah, it's still quite blippy, isn't it? Well, we'll go with it. But I do want to push it up. It's a bit popcorn. Yeah, don't have to worry about anything to do with the note offset or anything like that. Time, I think it's quite, works quite well. I mean, I'm just sticking with 8s at the minute, so we'll go with that. And then steps. Don't want anything too out of the ordinary, but I think the mix of 2 and 3 works quite well. Just as a base, maybe we could up, down, up it and see what that does. Yeah, so we get that 3 pattern, but it's just doing something a bit different. And the bounce, we can just leave it running through. I mean, we can quite like that. That jump gives us a bit of power to vary it up a little bit. Should we want to later? And I'll tell you what, let's just add a chop in. Let's add a chop. I feel like a double hit sometimes with our pattern. So I mean, we don't want it sounding like a gyro, but I don't want it to chop every time. So if we come into the pattern, let's shove it on full for now. I don't know. Let's only chop. I don't know. Let's play around. I'm not sure I want. Yeah, I'm gonna set the length to something that's off rhythm, so we get that chop, that double note coming in what feels like an irregular pattern. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, it's cooking. So next, what else do we want? We want something just to fill all the void now, yeah? So we want a pad. Let's unmute 3 and see what we've got on here. Okay. So we want something quite long. It's already getting there. Let's just go through the setup and see what we've got. So the gate, we want something quite long. I want this to run. What do we want the pad to run over? Like 2 bars before it changes? Does that seem too much? The octave, I don't know. We'll come back to that in a minute. Yeah, so we want it to run over. Want to run one step every 2 bars, and the gate length of 2 bars should give us a. Don't know how many steps we've got. Let's see. This is with like a long pad sound. Finding out what it sounds like just requires you to listen to it over and over. But I've got a sort of idea that I want it to. I want it to go the first note and then drop down. Let's do this 8 beat. Oh no, let's go up. Let's do this 4 beats per bar and just reduce the thing, and then we can hear what it's doing. Well, maybe you could if it wasn't such a long thing, but it's dropping. So so it's 3 steps. It's dropping down, and I want a pattern that I don't want it to just go blah, 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 or do do do. I want it to go. I want it to play 2 of the same. Oh, that was. Let's try monkey. Who knows? It's a big swirly mess, but hopefully it'll make more sense. Let's slow it down again. 1 beat every 2 bars, and I want the gate to be all the way up to 2 bars or 1.5 bars. Let's try 2 and see what happens. Yeah, let's give that a go. So let's not bring that in just yet. Let's try it. Oof. I think this track 1 needs bringing down a bit. minor. That's a bit Knight Rider, that, isn't it? I like that. Let's just go with that. Oh, that octave was all wrong, wasn't it? Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I think we've got ourselves a beat there. Yeah, not too bad at all. So yeah, just to reiterate then, I suppose we've built a beat pretty quickly and only using this area, none of the behavioural parameters of art, just the things that set the shape of the sequence. And we could always add modulation. We could, copy this track and let's copy it up onto track 4, and then we've got a copy of it, and we can mess that about, and then we've got 2 patches to play with. We're off on the journey of making a track now, but really getting a beat together that quick, I'm really pleased with. Well, cheers for watching the video. Cheers, thanks for watching. Bye.